the press are still, nearly a week later, getting at us about things that have been completely blown out of context. This tweet came up today from let me just get rid of that, from Guillem Balague, and he's a really respected journalist, and I always quite like him, and yet he tweeted this today, and it really annoyed me. Because he was sort of going on about how the Barcelona fans who were surrounding the manager's car yesterday, absolutely unacceptable behaviour. Totally agree with that. That's not on. You can't do that. That's unacceptable. That goes beyond football. It's not right. But then his last sentence, we are all to blame for this lack of respect. Thinking too of Steve Bruce and other elite people. I mean, first of all, putting Bruce in with elite people, we can have the debate about that all day. But how has he related that to what's gone on at Newcastle? Because Bruce never suffered with this at Newcastle. That never happened to Steve Bruce. Nothing like that ever happened to Steve Bruce. In fact, what happened with Steve Bruce was he got booed at a few matches, and there was some online stuff which was unacceptable, and I'll admit that. The online stuff is unacceptable. And that just really wound me up, because I'm thinking, what is going on with this media agenda? Why are Newcastle fans getting kicked at every turn because of actions of fans at other club doing stuff that we haven't done? We haven't done that. We haven't attacked Steve Bruce's car. No one's thrown anything at Steve Bruce like happened at Villa and like it happened at Sunderland. That hasn't happened. And yet, for some reason, the press are still, nearly a week later, getting at us about things that have been completely blown out of context. For most of the time, Steve Bruce was lucky that there was no fans in the stadium. So abuse within the stadium, if you want to call booing and, chanting his name out as abuse, then okay, that has rarely happened. It's happened this season, but it's not been the whole crowd either. That's the other thing. It's just completely... I just don't understand what's going on. I just don't get it, because this has been blown up out of all proportion. Now, the online abuse, I completely agree with, right? That is unacceptable. But that happens literally at every club. And I'm not saying that does not excuse it. But, literally yesterday, there was Newcastle fans finding tweets from Man United fans, wishing that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has cancer and dies. And, that's horrendous abuse. That shouldn't be happening by any fan of any club, and we need to call it out. As football supporters, we need to call that out. But that does not represent 99% of what's happened at the Newcastle fan base with Steve Bruce. And for Balague to, put Newcastle, link that, what happened to Koeman at Barcelona with Newcastle supporters, it's bad form at best, and at worst, it's pretty nasty, actually. It's just not on. And I just really wanted to get that off my chest tonight, because I just think I'm kind of a bit sick of it. I'm sick of being told, I've even had to... I work with a couple of guys who support Man City and Leeds, and even they had to sort of explain to them what's been going on, because they've read what they've read, and then they're like, I've had to correct them and say, no, that's not what happened. And I need you to believe this. I need you to believe that as a Newcastle supporter who well, this isn't representative of what's going on with the fan base. And I'm just, really annoyed at it. Really annoyed at it.